We've seen the AI craze, and we want to get right back to this and spotlight C3 AI. And Tom Siebel, CEO and chairman of C3 AI, is back with us after the fourth quarter earnings, where revenue jumped 20%, demand is hot, and these enterprise AI applications that you have are like no other. So many of them, right? From what I understand, I saw a quote, how many turnkey applications you have, much more than anyone else in the world. So congratulations on a winning quarter. How are you feeling today? Give us some updates.
Well, great to see you, Nicole. I think, we had a great quarter. We finished a great year. The revenue year over year grew 20%. Subscription license revenue grew 41%. That we signed up 191 new customers. We exceeded, every expectation out there for cash, earnings, revenue growth. I think we were kind of the first to enter the enterprise AI market in 2009, and we've done billions of dollars worth of software engineering. Today we deliver 90 turnkey enterprise applications for banking and manufacturing and oil and gas and utilities and agribusiness, what have you. So the market has kind of come our way. We're in the right place at the right time, and we anticipate accelerating growth going forward.
The large language models, when people think of Chat GPT and all that, there's a lot of problems too, right? I mean, where do you differ from those types of things?
Yeah, this business about the large language models, this is huge. This is a $1 trillion market opportunity. It might add 7% to the GDP. It might increase earnings of companies by 10%. This is a genuine big deal. But there are problems with these large language models that we have fixed by combining them with the C3 AI platform. And these problems people are familiar with, like hallucination, like ranting, data exfiltration, cybersecurity, random answers, the inability to enforce data access controls. So we have fixed all those problems, and we have C3 Generative AI installed in some of the most secure installations on the planet.
Yeah. You had a quote where you said, AI is hot, enterprise software is not. Give us some more clarity there and some color.
Well, I think there's a lot of pressure right now on software companies, traditional enterprise software companies, because, come on, they already have full enterprise licenses to SAP and CRM and other products. And, why do they need more? They have an enterprise license. Now, these software stacks were built in the last century. And now with the recent developments in the last, say, 15 years, we've seen the development of AI. And that requires an entirely new software stack, and that's what we've built. So I think while this AI boom that's going on with chips and infrastructure, make no mistake, all these chips that NVIDIA are making and all this infrastructure that AWS and Azure is providing, these are to provide enterprise AI these are to run enterprise AI applications. This is what this is all about. So what might be actually a headwind for traditional enterprise software companies, application software companies, is very much a tailwind for us.
Right. You said you have 90 turnkey enterprise AI applications, maybe 89 more than anyone else in the world. I mean, are those numbers roughly the 90 turnkey enterprise AI applications? Is that still about right?
Yeah, that's right. We have applications that address the value chains of banking, financial services, healthcare, oil and gas, utilities, manufacturing, agribusiness. So we have a very rich set. We've done billions of dollars worth of software engineering starting in 2009. Understand, we began enterprise AI in 2009. This is before anybody talked about this. This is before 2009. This is when AWS is this big. This is before the invention of the GPU. This is before Azure. This is before the Google Cloud. We're very much the first to get to work. We spent billions of dollars of software engineering over about 15 years, and now as this market explodes, we're in a very good position to serve the needs of the market.
And what's interesting is how you said the enterprise software companies, how some of them are facing some budget pressures. And in fact, AI could be a headwind for the group as these companies, enterprise software companies, have to prioritize or have some spending shifts. It's not a headwind for you or AI, right? Just a quick thought on that.
Well, when I say a headwind, when you have a software stack that you built in the last century, okay, you can't all of a sudden in 2023 and 2024 stick .ai on the box of wherever the CRM application might be or whatever the ERP application might be, and nobody's buying that you're an AI application. Everybody knows it is not, and what they want to invest in right now. They want to invest in AI. So where they are cutting they're very careful about their budgets for IT, careful about their budgets for ERM. We've seen that they're careful about their budgets for CRM. There are virtually unlimited budgets today for enterprise AI, and that's the market in which we play.
Tell me about some of the partnerships, the momentum that you're seeing with the likes of Amazon Web Services, for example.
Yeah, we go to market in a big way with AWS, with with the Google Cloud, with Azure. I think maybe 65% of our transactions are closed with them, and so I mean I could be wrong on this number, but it's the majority of our transactions where we're co-selling with one of the hyperscalers, and we're providing the applications that are driving usage on their platform. And we enable people who, whether they subscribe to the Azure platform or the AWS platform or the Google platform or all of the above, to basically, rather than spend years trying to build an application for supply chain optimization, demand forecasting, customer churn, fraud, predictive maintenance, whatever it might be, we can install the application and be running at full speed at Dow scale or Cargill scale or United States Air Force scale in 6 months. So rather than spending years and years trying to build these applications, these organizations are able to get live and realize, in some cases, billions of dollars in annual economic financial benefit for their shareholders.
And what about Meta, Apple, and I don't know, any other big company? The partnerships, the momentum, the growth that you're trying to institute on the agenda. Any other big names that you wanted to mention?
Well, we don't partner with Meta. Meta is primarily in the social media business, so they're kind of we're in the enterprise AI business. We're not in the business of providing entertainment for teenagers, and so we're in a little bit different business. As it relates to Apple, I would not count Apple out of anything. I mean, Apple is clearly one of the world's great companies. They've created enormous shareholder value. They build great products. They have great values. I particularly appreciate their stance on, personal privacy, where they view, and this is very important as it relates to AI, where they view personal privacy as a fundamental human right. And so I think they're an important leader in the information technology industry, and I would not count Apple out of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned some of the government contracts. Those continue to renew, looking good for those. And on the cover of the Post today, I don't have it with me, but it was all about the concerns and the humans and I guess wrong info and all the things that people worry about in the world of AI. So if you could just mention those government contracts and maybe just the big picture about the worries people have and how you sort of combat those.
Our U.S. federal business, I think, grew over 100% year over year. So that's a very rapidly growing business sector, as is state and local government. Is a very rapidly growing sector. I think we definitely see an intersection, by the way, there with what Apple's doing in their augmented reality technology, the Apple Vision Pro, and this has a place in these defense and intelligence applications. As it relates to AI, there are important issues related to privacy, related to propagating social bias, and we need to be very careful, to avoid these pitfalls that are associated with AI.
Yeah, I mean, just you mentioned the growth, the government growth of it was 100%. Do you expect that growth to continue? I mean, that sounds huge.
I think greater than 100% growth is unsustainable, but the federal government does look like a growth engine for us: defense, intelligence, civilian, benefits management. So yes.
Yeah, and I'm fascinated with the AR stuff you're talking about with Apple and even the government.
Yeah, I think that what Apple is doing with AR, with the Apple Vision Pro, now we have to give them a couple more releases to, get it from something that's a little bit heavy and it gives you a little
Right.
bit of a headache now. But I mean, this is Apple, and I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really know what their roadmap is, but we can imagine in a couple of years it's going to have
Yeah.
approximately the form factor and weight of this. And I don't see much use for virtual reality in enterprise applications, but augmented reality where we can view a holographic view of the Taiwan Strait, for example, or deal with contested logistics issues in Central Europe in really n-dimensional space, and we can all share a
Yeah.
common view of that. So it's a little bit trippy, and it's a little bit out there, but it is highly effective when we get into areas like multi-domain command and control, contested logistics, the AI management of hypersonic swarms, subsurface autonomous vehicles. So AR definitely plays a role, as it does in commercial large-scale enterprise applications where we're dealing with like
Yeah.
logistics at Maersk or logistics at Cargill. So I think what Apple is doing is
Okay.
very, very important.
All right, Tom, thank you. And the new industries step in the right direction. Wedbush says, AI is hot, Tom Siebel says. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Tom Siebel is CEO, Chairman, C3 AI. Appreciate it.